So, let's talk about the $19 million man, Terry Rozier. Scary Terry. He made some comments lately that has the fan base in an uproar. I'm trying to find the exact comments. He told the Charlotte Observer.
Fan base not in an uproar.
We got to have something to be angry about.
I swear.
He said, I'm pissed off about a lot of stuff. I want to prove myself again. I am not Kemba. I'm not coming in here acting like I'm Kemba. I respect the hell out of Kemba. When I play against him, I'm going to give my best, and I know I'll get his best. But Kemba, I don't want to hear it. Don't talk to me about Kemba.
I love it.
Woo!
I love that.
I'm ready for the season.
I love that.
I can't wait till we play
How can
Boston.
you find fault into that?
I don't understand how anybody can be mad at that.
People were upset because they said they felt like Rozier was making about himself and not the team.
So, here's the deal. When you guys see sound bites like that, or when you see quotes printed up like that, Rozier did not wake up one day and say, you know what? Let me go on IG Live right quick and let me say, I. When you see a quote like that, 11 times out of 10, somebody asked him a question.
Yes, he was responding.
Somebody asked him a question.
He didn't just call the Charlotte Observer, hey, y'all.
Hey, I want to talk about Kemba.
Stop talking about Kemba Walker. Look.
Hey, Terry, we didn't call you. I know.
Now print it. Damn it. But for somebody to respond, because a lot of the response was it was too much and it wasn't enough we, and it wasn't enough us. I'm almost positive if you go listen or read the entire interview, you will see a lot of we and you will see a lot of us.
Right.
But you're taking the one quote that says I, and you're getting your panties in a bunch.
Over nothing.
And to be fair, though, that's what the comparison is. The context is people comparing him to Kemba Walker.
Yeah. We want you to replace Kemba. No, it's not going to happen.
A lot of people were upset about that deal, and I was not. I thought it was a good move. You get someone who's not really too old, like a journeyman, but he's enough of a veteran. He's got way more experience. We saw what he did in the playoffs, and we can't just ignore that.
Right.
He's playing behind Kyrie, so he wasn't getting, he was just getting backup minutes. Now he's a full-time starter, and we can see what he can do.
Kyrie is a vegan. Keep going.
That explains a lot, actually.
Yeah, it does.
So what I take from Terry Rozier's comment is somebody that I've kind of always he's somebody I've always known him to be, which is a guy with a chip on his shoulder. God, if this team doesn't need somebody with a chip on their shoulder, he's exactly what the Charlotte Hornets need as far as mentality goes. I have no problem with this whatsoever. I think Terry Rozier is going to be a guy where, and y'all know this to be true, there were a lot of games where we get punked, emotionally and physically punked. Terry Rozier ain't having that.
No,
he ain't having that. And I'm glad. And the mentality is something that's needed. He specifically mentioned in that article that he does not have to look behind his back anymore.
Yeah.
That is very telling. For anybody who has played basketball on any level before, rhythm is everything. Here's what I mean by that. Terry Rozier is going to be playing starters minutes. He is entrenched as the starter already. When you play basketball, you don't want to be literally looking over your shoulder like, man, if I miss this shot, they're going to yank me. If I turn the ball over, they're going to yank me, man. If I don't play so well, man, the starter's going to come in. Terry Rozier doesn't have that worry. And mentally, I think he's going to be a lot better off because of that.
Absolutely. I think part of the reason the Hornets brought Rozier in is because he has a mentality very similar to Kemba Walker.
Yeah.
We used to always call, there go Kemba going into Bronx mode.
Yeah.
I'll say the only, and this is not a knock on, y'all know how much of a Kemba Walker fan I am, but for some reason, that mentality did not permeate to the rest of the team. For whatever reason, and I think Kemba Walker was a good teammate almost to a fault.
Yeah.
We saw that in the All-Star game. Okay, why Kemba not breaking people's ankles?
Right.
Because he wanted to be a good teammate.
We're talking about a guy who won the sportsmanship award.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And we might see that in Boston as well, based on, I don't know if you guys watched any of the FIBA games, but, Kemba, Jaylen Brown, and Jason Tatum, and Kemba was almost acquiescing to his teammates. I don't think we're gonna get that.
I don't think we're getting
that.
Yeah.
Especially you got these young impressionable guys. He's not gonna be afraid of guys like Marvin Williams and Nick Batum, guys who I think Kemba held them in huge respect. I never saw Kemba like get at Marvin Williams when he should have got at him.
Do you know how many times I wanted Kemba to walk up to Nick Batum and just cuss him out, man? You know how many times I wanted to actually see that?
I think we might get that from
We might get that.
Yeah. That's worth $19 million.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. I plan on being there on October 23rd on opening night.
Yeah, same.
So I'm
same.
looking forward to it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. And God, man, one other thing I was gonna say to that, man, is especially with the young guys, man, like it's gonna be that much more important to have a guy like that because not only do we want to see the culture, quote unquote, change with the team, we want to see the mentality. I want to see the mentality.
And I
change,
think
man.
it's already there with Miles Bridges, but
and Dwayne Bacon, Bacon too.
Yeah.
I think he has a lot more fire than we think.
Yeah. So I think, but with them being such young players and with this team being Kemba's team, I think they had to defer to Kemba a lot last year. I see a much more boisterous Bacon and Bridges next year.
Last thing I'll say to this, man, I've said this ad nauseum. Bringing him here was such a necessary move.
Absolutely.
Because if we didn't, who was it going to be? Ricky Rubio?
Right.
That's what y'all wanted?
More doom and gloom.
You know what I'm saying?
And a lot of people felt like it was a knee-jerk move to Kemba leaving. Well, we got to do something. The more I think about it and the more time has passed, that was a calculated move. They knew Kemba probably wasn't going to take the deal. They were going. I mean, I think Jerry Valancourt alluded to it when he was here in the show that they knew they weren't going to keep Kemba Walker.
Right.
So they were like, what can we do to help develop these young guys? Let's get this guy. He's going to have that same mentality. He's not going to be. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I'd love for him to prove me wrong. I don't think he's going to be as good as Kemba Walker.
Same.
I can agree to that.
But he's going to bring a lot of that same mentality.
Yeah.